Hello.
Hey,
We're
I
back.
actually have notes. I've got notes
Ooh.
from last time because we actually finished the fight and other things happened.
Yep.
So apparently the whole zombie hordes thing was only an advanced party. There have been food issues caused by hordes moving across the country, wiping out farms and villages, and picking up all the dead to come with them. A lot of zombies, maybe former farmers. Kind of hard to say, but they looked a little, like raggedy on top of the raggedy of being undead. Anyway, so basically, priority becomes let's try to evacuate the city, of what's left of it. Also, the Death Knight's armor is weird. Bastian cannot place it; it's unfamiliar, not from any history book, culture, or anything that he knows. So, something's odd there. There's just nothing but more undead gathering and coming into the valley and pouring towards the city. So many of them. So basically, we gathered up who we could. We put them in the dimensional pocket fort, and then we ran. First Killian with haste to get up to the walls, then Lena plus a fly spell, like carrying L'Oreal so she could like keep it on. Oh no, not carrying, because L'Oreal flew alongside, and then Mara also came out, and it was a cast on the three of them. So we flew as far as we could with an extended spell time, made it to the path to the safe house that Mara knows of, and then there was a 5-hour overnight snow walk in like a couple of shifts to a big stone fortress with an extremely ostentatious dragon sculpture over the gate. It's called Northwind Sanctuary, and there is what was described as an elderly halfling at the time, but should apparently be a middle-aged halfling at most, because halfling lifespans are longer than anticipated.
Small point of it.
Yeah, small point. I figured I'd bring it up because it was brought up like post-session, so I thought I'd better mention it here.
He's a middle-aged half.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, and I believe the last thing was he welcomed you all into this sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. To who do we owe the hospitality?
The halfling responds mostly to the great dragon, but you may call me Milo.
I've never heard that name before in my life. Thought I'd point that out for no particular reason. Also, yeah, Eric, your mic is a little lower.
It almost seems muffled.
All right, how about now?
There we go.
Better. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I am also slightly sick, so I could be contributing.
No, it was the
Sorry
mic.
for that.
No, whatever that was, fix it completely.
I unplugged the mic itself and plugged it back in.
But we can now hear in high quality the slight sniffle to your voice.
Okay.
I could look at the booze.
Also, Killian's eyes light up at a great dragon. Dragon. Like
This
here.
This is a temple of sorts to the great platinum dragon.
Ah. The wind goes out of his sails. So there's not a dragon physically here.
Well, it's a matter of opinion to some. Killian, make a perception check.
There's a dragon currently eating a cow to the left of you.
You look back up. The statue is gone.
Fuck you.
Turns around. Was there a statue there before?
Yes, I was talking about it and look up. Statue gone?
Yep, it's not there.
No, it was right there.
Milo will continue. There are many who claim to see the great dragon presiding over us, but we may never know for sure. You just see the biggest, like, almost shit-eating grin on his face.
You see Lena's fingers twitch.
I love me a priest's sense of humor.
Look, warn me now if there's any more statues like in this area, because I might punch them.
He just shrugs and skips off. All right.
Sprightly for an old dude.
He frolics away.
All right. There was something that wanted to be done.
Yes. Just a quick thing when everyone wakes up, which, by the way, long rest question? Sleep inside the thing the whole time, so.
Well, I mean, about 6 hours.
Okay. Gotcha. In that case, just as he's going through his morning thing, he'll see what folks, if any, are willing to come into the church for a second and possibly have Cook send them that. If they feel appropriately ready. He's going to do his best to make sure his attire and steel looks in good shape.
So I only caught part of that. So you're checking the
sorry.
people.
Yeah, he basically tries to encourage Cook in the morning to anyone who feels they would like to come to the church in the morning. And Bastion's going to make sure he looks presentable, essentially.
Okay. You probably get a handful of people there. You know, there's not a whole lot to do in this extra pocket dimension.
What are you trying to do?
Just a quick thing, and just he's going to, as they come in, try to conversate them about the city and what they've seen, what they lost, that kind of thing, and just do his best to be an ear to listen to.
Okay.
And if a decent amount of them congregate, he's just going to try to give like a short idea of, hey, I know I'm not like a standardized priest, but I come from the idea that death and pain and destruction is at least a tool that you can choose to use to become happy later on and become able to change the things that you did not like in the world, and just do his best to give that kind of speech.
Okay. Just offering consolation to people and trying to help them find new purpose.
Yeah, more so of just like, hey, they're probably grieving the loss of their entire way of life and family, so the least he can do is try to be someone to listen to.
Okay.
Or someone to listen.
Make a... Ooh, that's rough.
I find it being like just a raw charisma thing of just, hey, hi.
Well, because there's a bit of the religion-y.
What if charisma, but with a religion proficiency, if you have one?
I do.
I will accept that. So I guess that essentially it'd be your persuasion.
Religion plus charisma, whatever.
Yeah. So in this case, it'd be just persuasion or just religion +1.
Yep.
And he's gonna try to basically keep himself guided the whole time of just making sure he's listening and paying attention. So I'll possibly throw in the guidance, hopefully.
Sure.
Are you doing it this at mass? Not
no.
mass like a church. I mean, like many people at once.
Whoever comes. If it's a large group, he'll talk to a large group. But it was a handful, so more likely just as people come in, he's speaking to them.
All right. Let me add to that to make it as good as possible, because it is a nice thing to do. So I'll use one of my hit die.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay, awesome. That's a D8.
Play a relaxing tune such as the one we're hearing. Surprisingly, coming from a horrible instrument, the pipes of hunting.
That's a 34.
Yeah, you have done a good job of kind of raising the spirits of the survivors, and there are many. Not everyone showed up, but I would say at least half of them did. And for those that are there, they listened, they heard you. You heard many tales of guards, of their families left behind, of what jobs they did, what was their role, and generally everyone walking out of that church was in a much better state than they were 6 hours ago.
Okay. Yeah, he was supposed to do it in the morning, so they make sure they got some rest. But afterwards, he'll go over to Nemea and just when he sees her, just immediately just big hug of just thank you for the help.
No problem. Tough day.
Yeah. Are you good? I know I didn't like saying that, but are you okay?
Seen surprisingly tougher shit, I think.
Horrifying, but somehow not surprising. You're more resilient than I would have expected from a bard, if I'm being honest.
Well, I do appreciate that.
He just it's just a brief hug again of just thank you, and tries to go about his morning and recover as best he can because he's still fucking exhausted.
All right. So, at this point, you're invited into this sanctuary. You are shown places where you can rest. You are offered food. If you didn't already have any, I'm sure Cook has plenty inside, but Milo does his best to just offer a safe space. And given the state that you are all in, you could reasonably try and get in a long rest if you wanted.
I'm perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bastion will take the chance to finish the last little bit of his long rest, and then hopefully get to work in the morning.
Yep. So yeah, everyone can get their long rest in.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? That is actually going to be a level up for you guys.
Hey!
Oh yes.
Ah!
Fuck yeah. 4th level spells!
Level, where are we?
Level
7.
7 now.
7, right?
I know.
Probably should have gone ahead and told you guys that last time, but it was a little side note right here. So,
Comment.
I mean, I'm stuck in Barbarian the whole way. I want that 24 in stats.
Oh, that's
that's
on
fair.
Marshall. Uh-oh.
Did we do max or average for this? I can't even remember.
Max. I'm making a note on my sheet. Scroll down to the bottom, and if you don't have anything in miscellaneous notes or whatever, just put max HP.
I get advantage on initiative.
Hell yeah. Sebastian's just easy because every time he levels up at max, he gets exactly 10 HP. So it's just number.
Oh, I do too. You're right.
Hey!
is Killian about to break 100? Or
Yeah.
is that next level?
No,
Oh
no,
my
he
God.
totally is. Yeah, I get 15 every level.
Nice.
Alright. So you're at 105 then, right?
Yeah,
Nice. 7th level.
that's 210 if it's all bludgeoning and piercing and slashing.
Jesus. Yeah, that's just 4th level spells for you guys.
7 levels. 7. I get spells.
And I assume I get the
One spell. Easy to pick.
Eric, I assume I get that hit die.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
Like,
When you level up, you get a new hit die, regardless of if it's regardless of the half that you regenerate on a long rest, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
That's what
because
you mean.
I'm like the only person who rarely has who doesn't have all this hit dice anytime he takes a long rest.
Yep.
So in this case, got a long rest, but I was only up to 4 out of 6.
No,
Hex
you
die,
will get that extra one.
so I'm up to 5. All right, beautiful.
Mhm.
guys, I became so fucking useful. I now always have the fabricate spell prepared.
Oh shit.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck around so much with that.
Oh joy.
I can just create materials.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, do
I'm gonna
we?
find so many weird metals.
Are we doing the optional rules at all, Eric?
What do you mean?
The
Tasha's.
yeah, the Tasha, like I'm looking on Barbarian. There's the thing of like primal knowledge, instinctive pounce, and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. If you want those, absolutely.
Fuck yeah, that's more movement speed.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
Killian ain't nothing but a hound dog now.
Okay. Here we go. Expert sidekick.
How's Biter
Oh,
going?
Biter is going
Biter.
up.
Oh, Biter!
Yeah, I'm taking your
Yeah,
Biter
buddy.
right now.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
buddy.
So
So
Biter's
random.
proficiency bonus is going up.
Hell yeah. And he
But-
has more HP.
Unfortunately, that's the only thing that happens this level up.
Oh, it's okay.
This is HP up too, which is good though, because he's been.
Well,
getting a couple
yes,
times lately.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Actually, that's right.
Oh, if I, okay, so I don't think I got that before. If we're doing the optional rules, I would have gotten something at 3rd level as well.
Oh, yeah, no, feel free to add it.
Yeah, it's just a single proficiency in a skill from Barbarian.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just waiting until I update my spells to open up Tasha because I haven't even bothered to look. Because the book wasn't out last level up, I don't think.
Okay.
All right.
So Biter is a 5th level expert.
Ooh.
Yeah.
One more and he gets his ranged help.
Yes.
Okay. And then I think he is now at 22 health.
Yeah. Look at those
Yay!
numbers.
Mhm.
He's not just double digits. The first digit's a 2.
Alrighty. Yeah. So
Wall of fire too.
then Chili 2. Dang it.
I like to imagine Bastion saw the wall of fire get used last fight, and he's like, I could do that.
Okay, so that's up to 6. That's up to 12. And where is it?
Like a good hand. Oh, that would have been great to have a while ago.
Hmm.
So there's an optional channel divinity if you're okay with it, because Bastion doesn't get to use his unless there isn't dead around. Whereas a bonus action, you can regain 1 spell slot equal to half your proficiency bonus.
Hmm.
If that's okay with you, because unless there's undead, I literally can't use my channel divinity.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, 9th level's gonna be crazy for me.
Oh, same. 5th level cleric spells? Oh my god.
+1 on rage damage, brutal critical, and bump in my proficiency. Oh,
You don't already have vertical critical? Vertical critical, Jesus Christ.
no, no, that's 9th level, my dude.
Horrifying.
Okay, so Chili is
Uh-huh.
a simple upgrade. He has more health. He is also breaking, or sorry, she is also breaking 100.
Hey.
And Death Gaze now does half damage on a successful save.
Ooh.
I like to imagine that she gained that out of spite.
Yeah,
Basically.
after there's like a hole in the ground of this space just overnight, staring at it until it burns.
Can I get an opinion
Alright.
from you guys?
Uh-huh.
Should I take intimidation or animal handling?
Oh.
He fucking hates birds, and he always tries to intimidate people. That's my thoughts.
Mm, it's just birds, though.
Yeah. That, again, I have no further thoughts. That's my only reason for opinion for either one of those two.
Maybe it's
Killian is,
animal handling just to get them out.
so Killian is intimidation, right? Like
Yeah.
he is. But
Yeah.
this new interest in Mara could kind of sway things. I don't know. Just saying.
You can
Because
adopt
she's a
a dog.
werewolf.
I don't think that's the implication he was going for.
That's not the implication I was going for. Because Mara and the animals in the pack and all
Yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
What a like jump there though, Devin. Jesus Christ.
You can see where your head's at.
Mhm.
You
thought
phrased
I was
it
the weird
new interest in Mara. I'm sorry.
She liked animals. The joke was hilarious, admittedly. Okay, Jesus.
I'll take intimidation now
You okay?
because I also get one at level 10, and that will be animal handling.
There you
Mhm.
go. All right.
Oh, my face hurts.
Okay, so Bastion would be the first one up. So you have free reign to do what you want until the rest of the party is functioning again.
He's gonna go to the fucking forge and he's gonna try to contact the fucking spirit forge.
Okay.
He's been trying to do this for 2 days now.
Yes, he has.
And he
Yeah.
also has a lot of like emotions to work through, so hammer.
Yep. That's fair. You get started to work on the helmet. You still didn't get to finish it, right? Yeah, the helmet.
Yep, the helmet's the first thing he's working on.
You work on it for a little while, and before you know it, you feel yourself slip to the forge, the Star Forge. The Star Forge has its familiar, the sound of the forge is always ringing, whether or not someone is actually there working it or not. But you do see a familiar short figure kind of doing some prep work on some new project.
Okay. Smile as soon as he sees her and just is there room at the by the coals?
Feel free to jump in if you want.
Oh, I thought I wasn't allowed to.
For this, it's fine.
Okay,
I can guide things if it comes up.
sure. Just,
Yeah.
oh, hey!
Hey.
Yeah,
Just
sure,
kick
come
up.
on.
He's got this like
Well-
emotional look on his face being here and just
It's been a while. Hey, are you okay? Do you need a hug?
I would hug.
Come here. Big hug.
Immediately just embraces her as tightly as he can. Okay.
There's pat on the back. Okay. Want to talk about it? Or do
Actually,
you want to just forge it out?
talk while we forge?
Sure. Both is always good.
And he begins working on the helmet. Okay, just asking for advice on like, okay, I'm really bad at doing the eye holes. Can you kind of help me with that part? He's going to focus initially on the whole the Phoenix thing, and basically like, yeah, this random crazy bitch came up who was functionally immortal and tried to burn a bunch of people to death. And he's kind of thinking of like ways to make like anti-magic manacles. He turned into a fucking firebird and shit like that.
This might be a point where I need the guidance.
Sounds a whole lot like Richter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I might know somebody to like ask about all that, but I'd have to like get in contact with him, and he wanders around a lot, and yeah, I don't know exactly when he is right now, so I'll have to figure that out.
Good
Oh,
answer.
sorry. Did you mean where he is, or?
Oh yeah, that too. Oh, you okay? To get the eye holes, you want to right now, right here, and try and help him fix that.
Oh, that makes way more sense. I was thinking of just sticking my hands into this point and shaping it myself, but this works way better.
Yeah, not many people can really do that. I mean, you'd come away with some pretty bad burns even if you resist it.
I think Starforge heat is a bit different.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Also, do you know about any metals that are good against undead? I kind of watched a whole city get massacred last night.
Have you tried Dragonglass?
I have, but I don't know how to shape that. Can I do that with Smith's tools, or would I need to get my glass blowing to like practice? I mean, I could shape it if it had like metal in it, but I couldn't do it otherwise.
Is it actually obsidian?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually obsidian.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
real
gonna
quick,
assume Nessa might know something because weapons, but also it's metal, so I don't know. Not metal.
there's a way to. Well, with the Starforge, anything is possible. But
Mhm.
is the Dragonglass sword like one of those like ancient ones where it's like the middle piece and then there's a bunch of like jagged pieces sticking out the side, or is it like one solid piece of glass?
no, this one was intricately crafted out of one solid piece.
Okay.
This was something that, while functional, was like an art piece almost.
Okay, so the thing is, you don't want to blow glass because that puts air into it, and you want this thing to be pretty solid. There's also a lot of like tricks to actually making it hard enough, almost to kind of tempering, even if it's not metal. Like I know kind of how to shape it, but I use the Starforge, and that probably makes it more possible than it would be for you.
Makes it. Would it be possible to cast it potentially? Or does
One
it...
second.
Oh, good. So it's just like maybe I could just cast it like you would with like the early portions of metal, essentially, and then a lot of sandpaper.
I just got dinner delivered to me.
Hell yeah.
That's always nice.
Yep.
So, what about-
I
what about-
assume that Nessa can like talk shop
Yeah.
about
Yep,
Dragonglass.
yep, absolutely.
Does she know any other metals that would be good against undead, like actual metals, forgeable things that he can get a hold of?
That he can get a hold of is the tricky part.
Yeah.
Bastion
There,
can make metal.
right, but so you can make a material plane metal as of right now.
Yeah,
There
there's a
are-
lot of stuff that takes like enchantments and kind of has this magic woven in that's really hard to get a hold of, and like normal spell. I don't think normal spells can make it.
There's extra planar materials.
Yep,
that-
stuff that like doesn't come from the material plane.
Oh, I flunked out of material planology.
I might have a few samples around here if you want to like play with them in the forge, but I don't think there's a way for you to like take them back with you. But
Oh, that's a project I gotta work on first, but maybe when I come back. And can I ask a odd question? I don't know if this is a normal thing that clerics ask, but
oh, I mean, sure. I mean, no question's really odd when you get down to it. It's just trying to figure out something new, right?
see, I believed that until I met Killian, but that's besides the point. Is there
Your
anything
friends
before-
seem fun.
Yeah, in most violent and atrocious way. Yeah.
Hmm.
Does the forge need anything?
The Starforge?
Yeah, or you. I imagine you can get most things you need, but the forge itself is kind of conceptual, as best I understand it.
Well, sort of, but it's kind of an odd thing. I can't necessarily have literally everything just by thinking about it. Like, I can try things, alright, but sometimes if I want something really specific, I want to make something specific for someone, or someone wants to make something here to take with them, they need to bring materials, and sometimes materials are really special. Like, once I had to bring an entire giant leg bone here in order to make something with it. And a
Got
couple
those.
other things as well. Oh, really?
Yeah, I got the kneecap.
Ah, nice!
Just
That's really
pulls it out of
handy.
his pocket. Full on like Legend of Zelda. Da 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 da.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like I could dream up something and work with it, but it's hard to explain. It's not quite the same thing, you know? It's kind of more when you actually have the material itself. Which is why, like I said, I might have some samples of those extraplanar metals and things like that that are good against undead, but they aren't going to help you unless you actually find some of those metals and actually physically bring them here yourself. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean?
I think I do. Is this a weird metal? And he pulls out like the Death Knight armor.
Ooh,
Just
DM.
strange crafted.
Does Nessa know anything about the Death Knight?
Alrighty, so well, Nessa is the god of the forge, so if it is metal, she basically knows it. It is actually it's just iron.
Really?
It's just iron, but it is shaped and formed into this really unusual way. This is something that probably had to have, magic had to have done this. Or someone ridiculously skilled.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, I don't see any hammer marks. Usually some are left behind unless somebody have you ever seen somebody who's really good with magic and they change the shape of the earth? And that's basically mold earth, a little bit of clay or something, and shoop, and makes it into a little replica of the helmet. Like that, where there's no finger marks, there's no tools. It's just kind of there. And maybe, just maybe, so you don't assume too much, it's possible to make something like that by hand, but it would be very difficult for most people.
Well, I know that from the forge I get the ability to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of surprised it's just iron.
Mm-hmm.
What if
Yeah, you'd think they'd at least make it into steel, but maybe they were doing something really rough.
Maybe.
Or potentially it is something quite ancient.
Or that. Yep.
I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah, I can tell you that I didn't make it, and I don't think that anybody connected to the forge right now made it, at least as far as I can think or remember.
You essentially have the Nessa has the knowledge of the forge, so yes. Yep.
So, I think it would have been before me? I don't know if it was before the forge. I don't think anything's before the forge.
Inclined to agree. And, does adamantine alloy with stuff? Or is it just adamantine?
Sorry, say that again?
Does adamantine become an alloy with anything? Or is it just adamantine?
I believe it's just, well, as of this point, it's just adamantine.
Nessa just kind of grins. Not that anybody's managed.
He pulls out the kneecap and the adamantine stinger. Or he pulls out the ice giant leg bone and the leg from the giant scorpion made of adamantine.
Okay, that's gonna be a little tricky because you're trying to work with bone and metal. They don't mix very well. But you might be able to do something with maybe a not an interfusion.
Can I throw something out there?
Mm-hmm.
The Valiant Steel works exclusively on bone and metal working well together.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's usually iron, because iron needs carbon. I'm wondering if adamantine needs anything similar.
Okay, so you're thinking of carbonizing it, not mixing it.
Yeah, or even because it's ice giant, if that has anything to do with adamantine and its kind of resistant properties. I'm just throwing shit out there, honestly. It just seems like a cool idea.
Eric, go for it.
No, yeah, it is something to explore, right? The forge has seen a lot of work in its days. People have experimented with really, really bizarre materials. So the Starforge almost seeks people to try new crazy things.
Also, a clarification for my part, because I just kind of rattled stuff off on assumptions. I remember from the last campaign, Nessa had to physically bring the giant bone, the Hades lava, stuff like that, to the forge herself.
Absolutely.
So it would be the same if Bastion wanted to use the forge to carbonize that bone and mix it with the adamantine at the Starforge. He'd have to physically come. Okay.
You are absolutely correct, because right now Bastion's just kind of here in spirit.
Yep. Yeah. He's pulling dream representations of these materials he has. So yeah.
Goshen.
All right. I thought so. Wanted to make sure of that.
Yep. He's just thinking out loud essentially because it's therapeutic for him. And just,
Yep.
Oh, I've got material to try stuff with, and I need to figure out how to do something with this extra material I've got. I've also got like dragon bones, but not sure what to do with that yet. Oh well. Hey, I imagine put some finishing touches on the helmet and
Yep.
kind of
Yep.
finally shapes it, and that looks like it'll function though.
Out of character curiosity,
Yeah.
is there a reason it's called Dragon Glass?
It is.
General history, if you want.
No, because it's something like a common folklore thing. You know, dragon's fire is hot enough to help shape it, but you know it comes from what's the word for it? It comes from like lava flows, right?
Mhm.
So there's that correlation of fire. So like it's coming from dragon, and it's kind of got like the nature of glass where it breaks easy. If
Okay.
it's not, yeah,
Yeah, so it's a colloquial then.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. And he just kind of looks at Vanessa and like, I really appreciate your help, though. It's so peaceful here.
Most of the time.
Well,
as far as
sure.
he's ever seen.
As she like pulls an entire like thing of metal out and starts clang, clang, clang.
Hey, he's into heavy metal, okay? It works. But I'm just... he just kind of blinks and ears back inside the normal forge, holding the helmet.
Okay, yeah. Your helmet is complete.
All right. Excellent. Now we just have to go murder an aberration.
Alrighty. Is there anything else specific that someone wants to do?
Killian wants to just look around the place.
Sure. You can absolutely look around.
Just at the back of his mind, he's like, I swear to God, if I see a dragon.
Yep, you can start looking around. So like I said before, there's the giant stone structure surrounding it, but it's kind of just like empty walls. Like, so within the walls there's everything inside. It's mostly wood. There's like houses built into walls, and it from the outside it was once this massive fortress that has kind of been gutted and repurposed for this sanctuary. There's many homes for people. All walks of life have come here to find comfort. There are many young monks in training, practicing various forms of martial arts. You can probably even walk past Milo giving a lesson to a group. Milo teaches. You see him just punching the air as waves of wind fly out of it, and the students follow in suit. None to the same effect, but they are still learning. Walking past the training grounds, you can find like a central, like sort of like mess hall type deal. Is there any specific place you'd like to go in this stronghold?
You might just take a moment and watch those training grounds for a bit.
Okay, yeah.
If they're not like being used at a point, he might just ask if anyone around if he could use them just for basic upkeep training stuff like that.
Yeah. So there is, there are a handful of different training areas for different tasks. The one you passed by was kind of just like an open courtyard for practicing form and whatnot. You passed by another training ground that has essentially like wooden dummies to practice on. You could probably use that while no one is there. if you wanted.
Yeah, he'll do so. He'll also just do like basic workout stuff, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, 10K run.
Of course. Okay. Let's see. Where is everyone currently?
At
This-
what time?
So this is after a long rest.
Mhm.
Probably you've been up for a couple hours. It's probably into the evening, so you're gonna have like a long day to kind of like reset your schedule tomorrow. But it's been probably a couple hours since you've woken up for your long rest. Most of the people have kind of just stayed within the pocket dimension. They've kind of like set up a little spot for themselves there. A few of them have wandered out and are, enjoying the hospitality of the sanctuary. Killian has obviously found his way to the training grounds, so we know where he is. I'm assuming Bastion is probably actually still forging.
Yeah, I imagine after getting the helmet done, he's going to see if anyone around needs a hand, whether it's the circus or the people who came up, or even just the pocket dimension people.
You have offered much help, and by this point, everyone is good.
Okay. In that case, he'll just take a couple hours to convert some of his metal into basically like single coins, like he's been doing, just to make it more efficient.
Sure.
Also, how much is the Death Knight armor worth? Technically?
It's like kind of like iron plate mail.
Okay,
So-
standard plate is 1,500.
Yeah, so it's plate mail, and then it's just iron, so a little bit less. I'll say 1,200,
1,200?
just because it's shaped funny and whatnot. So it's almost worth the same value, but it's still quite not as effective.
Just want to keep that for my numbers. That one will typically stay inside the pocket dimension, but just like keep track of how much metal I have to fuck around with.
Yep, exactly. Okay, Nemia and Lena,
Mm-hmm.
where will you be? For reference, Nemia, you know Milo, you know Mara, you know the circus troupe. You have probably been here once or twice. It's been some time, but you have probably been here before.
Okay.
Lena, you're just out of place like usual.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't out of the norm. Okay, I've got like a couple of possibilities depending on what's available. Are there horses?
There are horses in the pocket dimension.
Okay. Are there skis?
I imagine so.
Horse, skis, rope. Go find Killian.
Yeah.
Might find him like side-eyeing some of the training routines going on, and he just like every now and then just being like, I can do something like that, and he like goes to do like a striker pose, and he's like, oh nope, this is not built for someone of my weight.
Hey,
Yeah. What's up?
want to go for a ride?
Where?
I offer him the skis and the rope, and I've got the horse right next to me, and I'm grinning.
Okay.
It is a, I can't remember the name of it, but I looked it up before. It is sort of a Viking thing, a little bit, where you take a flat bit of snow, relatively flat, you take a horse, somebody riding the horse, a rope tied to the saddle, stretching back, the other person holds onto the rope and is on the skis, and it's basically jet skiing, but with horse and snow.
Look, every child has done this with a bicycle and a skateboard. Come on.
Yes, exactly!
I fucked myself up so badly doing that.
Yes, the concept is understood. Yeah, no, there are some relatively flat patches, but perhaps you intentionally launched Killian down some.
No, I was
Well,
gonna
parts.
say my phrase, my chosen phrase to get him to do this is, "Bet you wipe out in under a minute."
Fuck you. He runs up and grabs his keys.
There it is. Okay. just for fun, make a probably the acrobatics to stay up.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Argue athletics as well.
Yeah, I mean, just stay up by sheer force is also reasonable.
It just really tense muscles and like letting your body move with things.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
You know the thing where it's like you squat against the wall and just sit on nothing and just keep
Yes.
that pose?
Nice callback.
Yep. Okay, so I'll try that. I'll do an athletics. Let's see how it goes. Huh?
Yeah, no, relatively skilled. This is probably not the first time you've done this. Won't be the last.
If you were to prep up his for his like long rest ability, if he did the jump height one, could he do like some sick jumps?
Hell yeah, PS2 skateboarding video games.
Sure. I don't see why not.
All right.
Actually, no, this is the Breath of the Wild shield surfing bullshit, actually.
Mhm. See, I think Lena and Killian are playing in the snow.
Yep.
When the horse gets tired, they start like a snowball fight. But
When the horse gets
Intent.
tired, Killian tries to convince
Intent.
Lena to pull him by flying.
uh-huh.
Come on, we did it once before.
All right, fine. And but only when we're out of sight of the walls.
The siblings are getting along. It is amazing.
And then he will try to yank her down
There
onto
it
the
is.
floor into the
Yep.
snow.
Yep.
Alrighty.
You want to make that an athletics check? I'll make that an athletics check.
Sure.
You got a chance. Get her.
Oh.
Get her.
Can I throw a rage on that?
Oh, come on. You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Why
That's
not?
Hindsight. That's hindsight.
Uh,
You already know my result.
Fine.
Oh,
Fuck off.
I'll
need
say,
every bit of help I can get, Ariel.
I will say, Lena was not expecting it. You are
Yeah.
able to yank. You don't like full on yank her down into the snow, but you do give a good yankage. Pull her most of the way out of the sky.
Just enough to get some snow in her boots.
hmm
Perhaps, yeah.
There's a yelp and a bit of a drag across the top of a snowdrift.
Yep.
At which point she tries very hard to whip you sideways into one by the rope.
Oh, of course, of course.
Hard cut to him just like swinging like Tarzan style underneath, up and around Lena, and they wrap around each other and hit the ground and roll down the hill into a snowball.
Full on cartoon logic.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
I like to imagine Bastion walks out of the, the pocket dimension door and is just like, where's Lena? Sorry. There's like a mini avalanche going on. Alright, walks back in.
All right. We're gonna take a quick 5 minutes, and then we will be back with Nemia.
Oh, I gotta
Perfect.
send a message to Praxis.
Killian and Lena are wrapped up together. Don't tell me. We're about to go over a huge cliff.
Yep,
Sharp rocks the bomb.
most likely.
Bring it on.
Excellent.
That's such a
reference,
good
well done.
movie. Yeah.
Brandon Sanderson quite literally called that movie a 10 out of 10, and that fucking thrills me. That's just my favorite detail.
That movie was my childhood.
Yeah, same.
Honestly, I loved the TV show.
The TV show was so good.
It was
It was
pretty good
really-
too.
It was just a continuation. It was perfect.
Yep. Little kid brain always thought though, oh, wait, the voices are kind of different. I don't like it.
I was too dumb to notice the difference.
What does Edna say when she wake up like from her nap in the jungle and she's just like I was dreaming of? What does she say in English?
Oh, Yzma?
Isma, sorry. Edna. No, that's
That's Incredibles.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think.
I was dreaming of.
I don't remember her dreaming of anything.
Yeah.
Kronk
Oh.
Kronk was dreaming and was like, was like,
At the diner.
yeah,
He missed
he
it.
didn't
No.
pay his check. Yeah.
She's
And
like
then-
being carried on like the back of Kronk, and she wakes up with like pickles on her eyes. And in Spanish, they make like a reference, and they say like, "I was dreaming of Ricky" because of Ricky Martin. And
Oh, no. No, she just sits up and goes, "What?" And then this had better be good. And that's
oh,
it.
for real?
Yeah,
oh, the
there
line in
is no
Spanish is
reference.
much better.
Bunkers go.
And we got the
We're
superior version.
learning interesting things.
yeah, I think the Spanish
It's the
version. I saw both. They are super good. Huh.
Did you ever watch The Little Mermaid? Nick?
Say again?
Did you ever watch The Little Mermaid in Spanish?
Yeah, like the yeah.
Does Ursula get like speared by the ship in your version?
I don't remember.
Because I know in a lot of
Speared
European
by shame.
because at the end of the movie in the American version, she gets full on like speared through the chest by like the ship.
For real?
Yeah.
I think so. Now that you mention it, I watched it when I was real young, so I can't really remember.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause I
also,
know the European version doesn't do it.
also, I just realized, because I looked up on my computer, there's now like 3 seconds of audio from that scene in the recording.
Yep.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Uh,
Hello. Is everyone here still?
Uh-huh.
We were just talking to Bruce New Groove.
Yeah, I can see that. Alrighty. Okay, so with the other members of the group accounted for, is there any specific place you wanted to be, Nemia? Or
I do want to be Sid Meier, I think.
okay, yeah. Mara is obviously having a meal with Milo. You know, Milo finishes training, and you know they get to talking. So you can go ahead and join the two for a meal. We'll jump in with Milo's telling the story. And there we were, delving deeper into this mad wizard's lair. Every ridiculous joke making the cackle, grow louder and louder. And his story is cut off by this rumbling.
oh, fuck you!
Yep. Yep. That's exactly.
The rumbling of the walls.
Eric, I need to be honest with you. I love you as a GM, but that's the most you ever hurt me.
Look, we didn't get to finish it, so how am I supposed to know?
Oh, is that where that campaign left off?
Twist that 3-year-old knife on me, dude.
Yeah, for Conrad's sake, yes, that's exactly where we left off.
Oh man,
Yeah.
what a dick move!
Anyways,
Absolutely done.
there's a rumbling in the walls, and you see Milo look up. Oh, appears we have a visitor. You see him look at Nemi and Mara. Perhaps our guests will have some answers to the goings-ons of the world right now. Anemia, would you care to join us? This might be a new experience for you.
All right.
Milo
Sit, I
will.
guess.
What's up?
I'll sit.
No, well, Milo will lead you. He'll lead you up the stairs, essentially taking you to like one of the highest points in the sanctuary. As you're walking down through the halls, you can see a lot that's been replaced over the years, but you notice that there is distinctly dwarven stonework, and this was perhaps a a dwarven stronghold at some point. Um, you make your way up and out into kind of this sort of like this open amphitheater on top of the building. You shield your eyes for a moment to from the bright sunlight and simply reflecting off the snow, and you are greeted with the sight of three figures having a conversation. Immediately after seeing them, the smell of smoke hits your nostrils, as one of the figures appears to be a very elderly elf smoking a pipe.
Of course.
Today's the day of our
There he
presentation.
is.
You son of a bitch.
There he is.
Um, Immediately after that, although realistically you probably would have noticed the giant shiny dragon sitting next to him.
Yeah.
What color, Eric?
Elf,
Yeah.
human, dragon. Don't worry about the dragon.
Yeah, basically. No, yeah, it is a very, very silvery platinum dragon.
Hmm.
And a third figure. What's up?
This is just Nemia, by the way.
This is just Nemia. Nemia, Milo, and Mara have gone up to this meeting.
Gotcha.
And the last person sitting there, this very fidgety looking fellow, sword strapped to his side,
There
and
we
the gaudiest of green scarves around his neck.
There we go.
Red hair, a little bit of a lanky fellow.
He did get a bit more lean since last time.
Yes, no, absolutely. He is. His sword work has gotten some practice. Just and you hear concerned conversation amongst the trio, and as you enter out, the fidgety one, his eyes immediately dart to you, and he looks to be on edge. But the elderly elf kind of waves his hand like they're okay. And the fidgety fellow is just like, I don't know.
Are we? I'll say to the rest. I don't think I have a pass for this.
So Milo will say, well, Nemia, may I present the great dragon herself? As the dragon's head will turn towards you, and there will be a nod.
I'll nod back.
And
It's
then
a pleasure.
the dragon will simply respond, "Pleasure's mine." A very bright and hopeful voice.
Oh.
Milo will continue, and this is Ariok, a very, very old friend. Emphasis on the old.
God damn it. I remember it all week.
I exclusively refer to him in my head as pipe smoke.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
He's just ashy elf in my head.
Mm. And the Ariok will kind of like lift his pipe and continue to smoke. And this last fellow here is this is Richter. Oh jeez, hold on.
The weirdest time
Cliffhanger.
that could have possibly been.
Cliffhanger.
And this is my daughter.
It's gonna be like, hold on. So Richter brought his child?
Sorry, and this is Richter. And you see Richter kind of squint his eyes. Who are you? This is to Nemia.
Oh, I understood that it was to the other one. I'm Nemia. guard. I was trained by Petro, if you knew him. Petra Foster. Original name for me is Cherrymore, from the Cherrymore Valley, but I tend to carry both names and apparently a couple more from different worlds, two that I can't probably pronounce.
You just see him eye you up and down, like.
And I guess you know that? Usually more people seem to know those facts about me before than I than I did.
You see, Richter kind of leans over to Ariak. Is this the one? And Ariak simply nods. And Richter says, I'm sorry. No explanation. That's all he says to you.
Look, I might have killed your dad.
Or
Fingers
for
drumming
what?
on the sword on the hip.
Yes, if there are any mannerisms of Richter, feel free to chime in.
Okay. I didn't know if I was open for that or not.
Yes, no, absolutely. Ariak will step up and say, so, you and your group have been have had quite the effect on the world as of late. You always seem to show up right in the midst of things. And Ariak kind of like begins to like walk around you, and yeah.
That was a real problem.
How do you always manage to show up right in the midst of the problem?
Yeah, I do think that we move about a lot and we kind of follow problems, but to be honest, we do have a knack, and I have a knack of causing them as well. I wouldn't say a lot. You know, I'm traveling with a bunch of really rough folks, real problematic. Look at my noodle arms, I can barely kill a bird.
But you're complacent.
One of them does smell like rust now that I think about it. But to be honest, it seems that I just find myself with the kind of people that have stuff to resolve or encounter head on in some cases.
Hope will speak up. Seems like fate is on their side, and you see this is kind of directed towards Richter. And if a dragon could raise its eyebrows at you, that's kind of the image of Hope right now.
I like how Richter. I like how my thought for Richter was it was on the exact like nail on the head as it happened.
Ariak will continue. So these undead hordes are quite unusual.
And a horrific problem.
What's up?
And a horrific problem. But keep going.
We've dealt with some of this in the past, but this is not quite the same thing. He kind of turns to Richter. How many timelines have you? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, in the past. It's not even zombie season.
I'm glad I got you.
All right, we'll keep going. So we need to find the root cause of this.
You haven't
But,
seen a giant figure walking across the countryside, have you?
No.
Big and smoky and angry and maybe yelling my name. No, okay.
Pretty sure that problem was taken care of.
I'd like to think so.
Mhm, mhm. We just have new problems now.
Did he have any kids? Wait, he did. Shit.
Sorry.
I guess a message to a bald guy.
and we are the ones assigned to the task.
Well, seems fate has brought you here for a reason.
There's some Wiis. Where's the Wii? I see one.
Just as Richter stares off with 1,000-yard stare, 1,000 yards away is Richter is fucking Killian falling down the mountain.
That's about right.
Is that them?
You know what? You are on top of the building. You can probably see what's going on.
Hmm.
It's well, to be honest, if not fate, then I don't know what would have kept us alive this long. So
Is Richter aware of Nimia's no, he would be, yeah. Because
Yes.
he apologized and just like maybe nepotism, but that's beside the point.
Sorry, excuse me.
oh yeah.
Aryak will he'll turn to Milo and Mara and kind of ask for the gist of events that's been happened, and it can be relayed. The undead outbreak in Novgorod, the rebellion, well, the rebellion as it's being publicized by the Old Kingdom. You know different than that, Nemia. There is civil war in Volts. You know that the Glacian Empire has been making some strong moves to take over the Dragonera Isles. Essentially, the world is tearing itself apart right now. You see Aryak, take a big drag and, lets out a heavy smoke-filled sigh.
Richter lets out a hyperventilating sigh.
Basically, yep. Aryak continues. There are some things. There are bigger agents working here in the world. The world just doesn't fall apart like this.
He said I was looking too much into it 30 years ago. He said I was looking too much into it 60 years ago.
Oh, hush, Richter. We know you're right a lot of the time. So, but what is the real question, or who?
Out of character, is Wick anywhere around?
No.
Okay.
Blasphemy.
Hope will say, have you had any luck in tracking down your sister? Sorry. Yeah, no, sorry, sister. Yep. I'm right.
To Richter?
To Richter. The answer to which is no.
It's the whole thing of all of this happening is having me being pulled in like 7 places at once. But yes, that is in the back of my mind most if not all the time. He looks to Nemia. You haven't seen a sparky fire girl, have you?
No,
Bearing resemblance to me?
I mean, I've seen, you know, I like fanciful sparks of flames, but that, just was me maybe sleepy or one too many drinks just looking at the fireplace. And unless she's like, she fits in a fireplace, I'm pretty sure that's not her, right?
No, she's a person this tall. Okay.
No, then 100% sure that I haven't.
Maybe we saw her yesterday.
He'll look.
Nick, did you forget, or is Nemia forgetting?
Oh no, I did forget. Probably is it?
It's Lily. It's Lily. We've got her tied up in a box in our pocket dimension right now.
Let's just assume Nemia was wasted that day. Samara, how about you?
Let me. Oh, okay. No. I didn't match the points there. Makes total sense. Of
I love you
course.
so much sometimes.
Oh my god! Keep it. That's amazing.
I never visualize her as a like, I know flames, of course, yes, like, but not that like Richter level. That's why probably.
She turned into a phoenix.
No, you're right.
Not that you know that about Richter. So Sparky
No.
Fire Girl is,
Oh,
fake.
Nick, I fucking love you.
Yeah.
This is Mara right now.
Memory.
Once again, Richard turns to Mara and just you've been traveling a lot, right?
Yeah, I think we had a run into her less than 12 hours ago.
Wait,
There might actually have been a chance. Now that I come to think about it. Yeah.
Richter looks to Nemia, thinks about her lineage. Of course she's lying to me. Goes back to Mara. Okay, where is she?
Do you both do the bird thing?
She did the...
Because Flamey Flame, no, I didn't see somebody but we did match up with like Bird Flame person, if that's what you mean.
Where did you see her last?
I'll look at Mara. Where's the exact location of that place? In the middle of the troop. Sent.
You know that Lily is tied up in the pocket dimension right now.
How do I convey with my eyes as a bard? And this is like the ultimate skill of a bard, I guess. To Mara. Do I want to say it? So I'll just squint at her and like open my eyes and raise my eyebrows. It's very obvious, probably, but
Yeah.
it's.
He mouths, "Who is this bitch?" over to her.
Mara's like, well, I mean, out with it, I guess. He's been looking for her for a long time.
Oh, okay. I thought that given the situation, would have, never know with family, especially
Of all
with
the
learnings.
people,
With learnings we've had with killing and how family treat each other, you never know. Okay, tied up in a pocket dimension.
There's like 17 different emotions going on Richter's face.
Yep.
Can you access it?
I mean, I'm guessing.
How do you get there?
It's all through L'Oreal, by the way.
Yeah, it's like I'm guessing we can. It's L'Oreal's bidding in terms of who maintains it.
Oh, fucking course.
There's kind of a lot of cleanup to do, probably.
She's like a fly who keeps getting in the house.
Richter does, in fact, know L'Oreal.
Yep.
It was kind of a bit more than a fly, if I would say. Like a fly, you swat away. She swatted us away, I think. and burn the place down.
Where is L'Oreal right now?
Are you like that too? Should I step away?
Where's L'Oreal right now?
Big shrug from Nemia, because Nemia probably
Yeah.
doesn't know.
No, I don't.
Mara?
She knows where the door of the pocket dimension is. She just walked out of it.
Oh, that's right. No, wasn't Nemia out? No, Nemia had to go inside to help out. So yeah, I guess Nemia would know where the door is.
Oh, you're right. Well,
I forgot about that.
I might know. I'm just filling the room here, by the way, because
The room is
these are
heating
kind
up.
of yeah, these are kind of very imposing people. So I'm just like,
Yes. So yeah, for context, you have just been told that you are meeting with a literal god,
yes.
this really old ancient elf, and this dude who is about ready to burn this place down, and you haven't even seen him like light fire yet.
And apparently it's a sister of the person who just burnt down the circus.
Yes,
Oh, sorry, the brother.
and there is seemingly bad blood. So there's a very tense and this is a wild situation.
Yes,
For one
this is
person
not-
to be in.
This is kind of intimidating. And
Where's the door?
I
Nemia,
can say
Where's the door
yes.
hole?
It's more like a gateway, but I can direct you to it if you can promise me that we won't have you tied up in that dimension as well, hopefully.
I can absolutely promise you won't do that.
No, the fact of you obliterating us, but
I can honestly guarantee you there is no way you're going to tie me up in that place. Now where's the hole of that black-haired Omni problem?
You're referring to L'Oreal?
Yes!
That's a horrible way to phrase that.
Omni problem. Who else?
Omniprob's a great word, but man, phrasing.
do you guys go way back?
Yes, and that's
Like-
the scariest part.
Uh,
I know how many there are multi-armed gods that don't have as many fingers and pies as she does.
way back before you?
That's a particularly difficult question to answer for someone.
Yes.
It depends what before. Where's the door?
All right, let's go. Careful though. I've seen your family's temper, so
So, we will end this session with Richter flying through the gateway looking for Lily.
We're all red-haired stepchildren, I know, and he runs off.
I imagine Bash in the middle of like, I finally feel at peace after foraging for a few hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
This is a huge mashup of characters right now.
yeah.
Happy.
Was not expecting to play a neurotic mess today. I'm happy to, though.
I figured you would be.
I'm so glad I just happened to talk to Nessa today too.
Yes. Nessa
Oh
had
god,
no idea you were
Richter's
about
gotta
to meet her,
Bastion.
Yeah,
dragon.
I'm so excited.
Is Richter aware of Bastion?
Question. It's like one of the first recent clerics of the Starforge, right?
In a general sense, Nessa has a small handful of people she's teaching.
Would
Nessa
Rick-
would talk about all of them. Whether
then yes.
Richter retained that information is up to you.
Well, yeah, because they're all future problems, right? So
Yep.
I think he would.
You know, excellent point.
Like, I am purely basing Richter's view of L'Oreal on the fact that she can slot into literally every single character's backstory that you gave us at the start of this campaign.
Mhm.
And the fact that she was there for every single one of those, as a character, is horrifying to the man.
Yeah.
She is the impetus of dilemma.
If fate is out to get him, L'Oreal is possessed by it.
Oh boy.
She fits the role of agent of fate very well.
Yeah.
That is our time.
Alright.
I do need to head off.
Thank you
Fuck,
for
oh,
this, Eric.
Okay,
What a
thank
session!
you.
Jesus Christ!
The sting of the trail off of the story is
Yes,
taken
I
away.
know. I had to do that though. It was
Yep.
it was
Oh.
good.
Nick, can I
Yeah,
just
no.
say, I fucking love you, man.
Hey, a lot of names.
No, I
Get
get it.
confused.
I get it. I'm so glad I'm not the only person who just does shit like that anymore.
Have a good one, Eric.
See, Eric.
Hey.
See ya, man.
Bye.